Shady Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Shady Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Shady Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
It's them Wrasslin boys, POT and Big E, and this is Welcome to Wrasslin. What's up, bro?
What do you know, brother?
Hey, man.
Hey, man, it's Welcome to Wrasslin, man. Episode 37, man. Sean Alexander. You know,
Sean Alexander, Deion Sanders, Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, before we get to some wrestling, real quick, and before we get into anything else, man, some of the listeners know I coach high school football at Reading High School, man, and lost one of my former players this week. So, man, Christian Waters, a.k.a. Twanky, I don't even know what to say, man, but, you know, we're going to miss you. I know all your buddies, all your teammates, all your partners, they going to miss you. From what I can tell, I don't know that for sure, so I'm going to keep it to myself, but it might be, from what I heard, it might have a child on the way. So just prayers up to him and his family, all his former teammates, and yeah, man, we love you, Twink. So, but yeah, before we get into wrestling, man, let's talk about the weekend, and I want to talk about SmackDown for a minute before we get there, but I also want to talk college football, man. College football started this week. I mean, it started already, but, you know, big time college football started this weekend. So, been a hectic, busy weekend. Hasn't been very fulfilling on this side, Roll Tide. We got a lot of work to do. But if you know me, you know I'm Roll Tide till I die. So,
You're supposed to.
We could be 0-12, and I'm still going to talk trash with the rest of them. And, you know, but definitely got some work to do. I will say FSU is going to be way better than anybody thought they were this year. I don't think it was just that we play. I'm not going to be one of them to say we just, we beat ourselves. No, they dog walked our ass, you know. So, man, shout out to FSU. I mean, not really, but yeah.
That's respectable.
Yeah, you know, I hate hearing, you know, oh, well, it was the ref, so it was this, you know. Don't be in that position. You know, don't make all the mistakes.
Plus, the refs don't give up 200-something plus yards rushing either.
No, they don't. You know, and you get mad at the quarterback. Quarterback don't play defense. Yeah. You know, but the quarterback was average at best. You know, so is he the guy? I don't know. I'm not at practice. You can sit there and say, well, such and such needs to be playing. Well, you know, but if they were ready, they'd be playing. You know what I'm saying? College football, man.
Well, you know that from coaching, even in high school, you're a coach, so you understand the dynamics of practice and how important that is, and what you see at practice. Because these coaches do want to win.
Right. They have to win, or they're not gonna have a job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They not gonna have nothing. Ain't no paycheck coming. Right. You know, so they gotta win. So yeah. But like I say, quarterback play with Ty Simpson was average at best. I don't know, man. Glad Texas lost. That put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
You know, but not for I'm just, hey man, I'm a Bama guy all the way, and that's it. I don't pull for the SEC and all that stuff, and I could care less. I just Bama or nobody. You know, I tell you, Ohio State looked good, FSU looked good, LSU looked good. I had picked Clemson on that one. I think South Carolina's going to be a problem. Georgia's going to be tough. I mean, they're all tough every year. Even when
I agree.
even when they're not, like Georgia's tough even when they're not even in the title picture. They're going to be tough, but it's a different era now.
Right.
But I want to say Bama going to be tough. I hope we regroup. We was missing some key players, and I'm not going to blame that on there either. You know what I'm saying? But
you got to throw Tennessee in that mix.
Yeah, I don't want to, but you have to.
Now, we can say though, and for the positive and negatives, just like they call it overreaction Monday, and it's first week, nobody's playing their best football.
No,
so of course,
especially in college football. Yeah, especially in college football, it's best to, if you're going to lose early.
Right.
Lose early and then fight your way back in. You know what I mean? Because if you lose late and it's down to the nitty gritty, it can really cost you.
Absolutely.
So like I say, we'll see when the SEC starts, playing their conference games and stuff. Like, of course, Georgia played Marshall, the Thundering Herd, and but like we got UL Monroe, then we got Wisconsin, then we got a bye week, then we got Georgia, and after from Georgia to the end of the season, it's gonna be tough. So I think these next two games, for at least for Bama, the next two games, a lot of questions will be answered. We got a freshman phenom at quarterback over there, just waiting. So, just have to see how it plays out.
You have to give a shout out to them schools that do play tough games early in the season, like week one. That's tough, man. You just thinking like Texas, and I know, let's talk about Arch Manning for a minute. He did not play well at all. But at the same time, he had so much hype. But going on the road to Ohio State, first game starting on the road for him against that
that's
defense, that pass rush.
I don't care who you are. That's pressure upon pressure upon pressure. I don't care how poised and who your uncles are and who you are. There's no way you're not a nervous wreck. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. You got to respect Ohio State and Texas for playing that game. And all the Miami Notre Dame, I didn't really get to watch it because of fantasy football and the stuff I had going on with that, being the commissioner of our league, which we'll touch base on that for a quick second. But I didn't really get to watch the games today. But I did catch the end of that Miami Notre Dame game. I saw that Miami was up big on them, and then Notre Dame came back, tied the game. But I saw the very last drive, Miami's last drive when they kicked the field goal. And then, of course, Notre Dame got the ball back, but then they couldn't do anything with it. But football's here, man, and it was a great weekend, some great games.
Yeah, really was.
And I was very like yesterday, man, I ain't do a damn thing. Man, I sat on my couch and I watched football all day long, man. And and I don't like to be stuck at a house like that all day. Really, I don't. And better than anybody why.
You're right.
But it was gratifying yesterday, and just the weekend itself. With the fantasy football draft we had today and everything. It was football overload, but it was a great weekend.
Yeah, And then just think about when the West Coast games get better, and you looking at 11 o'clock at night and still got a whole game left to look at.
Right.
And then, you got your highlights, and just seeing like today, man. Before we had baseball practice, I'm watching Miles College play. You know what I'm saying? Like just man, football is here, and it doesn't matter who it is. But it was so many good games this weekend.
Who was Miles playing?
I can't remember. They were getting blasted, but it was like 44-3 or something like that.
They probably was playing a FCS team, probably.
Yeah, I think probably, but I can't remember who it was. But they were getting blasted though. That probably one amazing top 10 play you're gonna see from Miami though. You say you didn't get to see all the game, man. One catch that one of the receivers made. Went up all the way up, one-handed. It came down the end zone's crazy.
Yeah.
And your boy Carson Beck, first start for Miami, so and they 1-0. So you know what I mean. So we're gonna see, man. Like I say, and the only thing I hate about football season is when it's over. You know what I mean?
Man.
So
look, let me touch on I gotta touch on the fantasy draft, brother. I know you wasn't able to be there.
Yeah.
We had it at walk-ons at the Battery. But dude, the Braves was out of town, right? I think they're in Philly. So, the Battery didn't have the baseball thing. But Chris Brown had a concert there. And buddy, oh my
they was everywhere, weren't they?
Oh my God.
Hey, they was out there for the picking, dog. I know they were.
Ooh, boy. That was a good look right there, bro.
Hey, the breezy ball.
Hey, man. I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro.
Right.
Leave it at that.
Yeah. So was the draft good though? Everybody, good turnout.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. We just once a year, obviously, and good turnout, man, and new location this year than what we've been doing in the past.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. Everything went good.
They just shut down our spot. Yeah.
They shut down our old spot. But it was cool, man. It was really cool. And of course, had the added factor of the eye candy that was all over the place. But it was cool. But the venue though was cool. And so it was good. Looking forward to a good football season.
Yeah.
All around. So
it's about to get compared. Yep, it's about that time too. So back into turning in your lineups and trying to figure out, and see what kind of injuries take contenders out, and
right.
So yeah, man. Well, I want to talk. Let's talk before we talk about Clash in Paris. I know you got something you want to bring up that we're a little late to the party because we're recording later on in the week. But I want to talk about SmackDown real quick, man. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn winning the U.S. title on SmackDown Friday. Every member of the OG bloodline has had a singles title run since they broke up, except for Big Jim. So, but shout out to Sami Zayn. Thought the match was great. They showed out. They gave him a good main event, and it really caught me off guard of him winning. So definitely ain't over by a long shot. So we'll see where they come up and everything as far as the next couple of PLEs and all that stuff. Ooh, I want to talk about something else after we talk about this, but go ahead. I know you got something you want to bring up.
Well, definitely want to talk about the Raja Jackson and Psycho Stu incident. I don't want to get too deep. A lot of people had a lot of different opinions. I'm just going to just kind of briefly go what happened.
Go talk about. Let's talk about what happened. I got a video clip of the end result that we're gonna throw up. Everybody's seen it, but we're gonna play it too.
Okay.
But
Well, of course they showed some footage. Apparently, Roger Jackson was filming, had a cameraman with him, and he was filming backstage, and he was talking to Psycho Stu, and I guess I don't know what was going on with the interaction, but Psycho Stu crushed a beer can in his head, like I don't know if they was going over what we're going to do or what, but it really pissed off Roger Jackson. It was like Psycho Stu was like, "Oh, so you're gonna no sell it?" And then he was
right.
like,
So he clearly thought he was one of the boys.
Right.
Is what has said to happen. Okay.
Right.
Clearly thought he was one of the boys. They were outside, and from what I can tell is one of Roger's friends or partners or whatever was wrestling that night. So he was there with him. And that's the dude was like, he's not a worker, telling the dude. So I thought it was squashed. The dude, Psycho Stu, apologized or whatever.
To him. Right.
So this is what people aren't talking about. I've heard a few people talk about it, but not a lot. The conversation that was recorded about him getting his receipt back. They even talked about it outside. Won't let you run into the ring.
Get as many licks as you.
Yeah.
Then we're going to pull you off.
Right. So, and the guy's pumping him up. Not to mention, he gets a phone call from his dad talking about you getting beat up by guys in their underwear.
Yeah. That's up.
And so everything is social media, and everybody's pride can be hurt real easy these days because nothing's a secret anymore. And a lot of people make a lot of money to have no secrets, to put their whole life out there. So I understand his mindset as far as I don't understand. I'm saying I can imagine what he might have been thinking as far as this man tried to embarrass me. I ain't do nothing to him. I'm supposed to be a UFC guy here pretty soon. So by the time after pumping him up, guys, they've already talked about it outside after the apology. I think the dude apologized to him more than once.
Right.
I think apologized to him outside and then apologized to him in the locker room.
Right.
So we get to the point where the dude's still hyping him up. He's in the crowd. And this is what happened. So, well, I'm gonna let you tell me what you think after seeing that, and I'll give my opinion.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, I just think it just went way too far.
Right.
Again, I understand you made some great points, especially about his mindset. He's not a worker. He just got embarrassed or his pride was hurt. But even when he went in and when he slammed him, dude was out.
He was out cold.
Yeah, out cold. So, okay, he gets on him. He hits him a few times, right? at first seems like, okay, dude out. Seemed like he would have like let off,
Right.
right? But that was where the problem really happened. He like dude was clearly out, and
Yeah.
he kept hitting him,
Yeah.
and he just really snapped because you saw when even they tried to pull him off, he was gonna pretty much go after like it was a game on at that point because he,
It
you
took
know how it is when
four.
you get super mad.
It
He
took three and a half independent wrestlers to get him in that corner.
right,
And he's not a big dude.
right,
He's not no 225, 6'2". He's not. It's not a big dude.
right.
But you can tell he's a trained fighter, the way he has hands, the way he was connecting. So I'm gonna go. Let me ask you this. So I know you've heard a lot of opinions, just like I have.
Right.
Do you think he should go to jail for that shit, or be charged or arrested for that shit?
I think so. I hate to
You
say it
think
because
so?
I'm not that kind of guy, but
Yeah.
I don't think they should like. I mean, there's no gray area, I guess. So I don't know what kind of charges he may get and how serious. Meaning, like, I don't want to see the man do no real long time for it. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I do think I've seen people get charged for a lot less
Right.
bad charges. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
New
it was
Jack stabbed Buddy
unfortunate.
9 times in the ring.
Well, I wasn't even going there. You know what I mean? But it was
Oh,
just like my thing is when you look at the footage. I know it's easy it's all we all have hindsight 2020 and all that, and you looking at the footage. But it was like when he slammed Buddy, he clearly out,
yeah.
and he was just boom, 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 and dude couldn't defend himself. You know what I mean? So I mean, dude smashed a beer can in your head. I mean, I'm not saying that felt good, but again, it wasn't. He got his receipt back, but that was way beyond, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that. That's you can't really defend that.
So let me ask you this. So from what we heard, or what I heard on the videos, you go in there, get the licks you can. We're gonna pull you off. They almost gave him permission to do that. And
Again,
let me just say
fact.
this: if he runs in there, slams him, he's not a worker. Is he really out, or is he just gonna let me hit him until somebody pull me off of him?
I mean, that's true.
If they don't know he's a worker, are they sharing every detail? Are they trying to make sure that to save face from the group? And the owner of the promotion who's supposed to be in charge of it is supposed to be Rikishi, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
Well, yeah, but still, like his name's on it, or that it
Oh
goes
yeah,
to
no
his
doubt.
name. So I don't know, man. Me personally, I'm almost to the point where they gave him permission to do it. They gave him permission. He ran in there. He didn't know. I don't think. I'm just assuming maybe if Buddy's just laying there and gonna let me hit him, then I'm gonna hit him until they pull me off him like they told me to. It looks
Again,
horrible.
though,
It looks
it
horrible.
again,
Mm.
you're absolutely right. But even when they pulled him off, he was he didn't like, all right, no, he was fighting the
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean? He
What
snapped.
if they told him to do that backstage?
All
Hey
right,
man,
but
because he didn't. Because let me tell
he
you
didn't
this.
explain all that.
No, I'm just saying, but if you think about it, he didn't hit nobody else. He just tussled with him. He didn't hit anybody else.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he couldn't. They grabbed him. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro,
I
but you
mean,
still can get a shot in if he's the trained fighter and he's a wrestler. You can get a shot in. I'm just playing. I'm pulling a POT. I'm just playing devil's
I
advocate real quick.
I mean, I get all that, and I'm going devil's advocate to your devil's advocate. He went too far, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And you're right. It's a lot of people at fault here,
Right.
and
Right.
and even with everybody's opinions, everybody's at fault.
Yeah.
Hell,
Well, he need to be
WWE.
like, if they do try to take him down, he need to be like Nino Brown.
They're
I'm
gonna take them
taking
all with
everybody
him.
down. If I'm going down, he told me to do it. He told me to do it.
Well, I'm sure that's gonna be his angle. I mean, plus we got footage. They got
Yeah.
audio of him saying that
I'm telling you, yeah, man. Run in there and jump. We'll do a run in and get his receipt and it'll be all good. Well, it wasn't all good.
Well, like I said, WWE cut ties with the promotion, and so whoever's at fault, they this looks like they all gonna get in trouble one way or the
Right.
other.
Yeah.
I really don't want to see my man do like no serious hard time for that.
Yeah.
But
what's the thing about boxers and stuff? Like if they could be charged with like using their hands as weapons, I think. If they like train fighter and beat somebody up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's crazy, man. Well, anyway, Clash in Paris. Started off with first of all, let's talk about the crowd. We love overseas crowds anyway. They're very vocal. They do all kinds of different chants and stuff. We have some of the stuff we have no idea what they're saying, but they're bought in, man, because it ain't like, well, we'll be back in 3 months to do SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. It'll be a while before they come back. We talked about the set already. The set was me and you did. The set was cool with the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. So set was good. I think they had like 33,000 something. I mean, it was sold out. You had Jelly Roll and Post Malone right behind the announcer's desk. So, hey man, Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed started out. Roman Reigns comes out first, and then had the back in the black and red. He did the black and white, the last one. So he's back to the black and red. Came out with the two Uafalas, one for his, Alpha and Sika, dad and uncle. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
That joke is put together, dog.
Yeah.
It's definitely no need for the bulletproof vest no more, the shield vest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he's at the top of his game as far as
his entrance, like how he be oiled up in the lighting and all that.
Yeah,
he look like a damn superhero or something.
Yeah, no Diddy. yeah, definitely.
Right.
So Bronson Reed came down. Crowd was hyped, ready to go. Took about 5 minutes for them to get started. From the crowd do a different chants. Just we know real quick, good physical match. Samoan drop from the top rope was slick. Good match. Roman Reigns wins clean 1, 2, 3. Gets his shoes. I mean, because if we're going to talk about the match, the main thing would be to talk about what happened afterwards. Am I right?
Absolutely right.
So that was way more exciting and way more impactful than the match was. Not saying that the match was bad.
No, but it was the typical, Roman was selling.
Right.
Bronson was getting the shit off. Of course, the comeback and, near fall finishes, all that kind of stuff.
Good old babyface win clean.
Right.
So he finally gets his shoes back, chokes Paul Heyman out, goes out there to the announce table, signing the shoes and throwing to the crowd, which was cool as hell. So
Right.
just imagine being able to catch one of them Jordans with Roman Reigns done signed it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So out of the 4 shoes, 2 of them made it into the crowd. And then the next thing you know, Braun Breaker, Spear, tore the table up. First match.
Right.
First match. So they get him in there, beat him up. Tsunami, another tsunami. Then they try to come out there. Everybody wants to break it up. Jey Uso comes out. He gets 1 spear. And then ribs are going to be messed up. He's going to sell that for the main event later on if you're wrestling minded at all. I want to talk. You know what they did? They wrote the man off TV for a little bit.
Right.
Go shoot the movie, go do all that stuff. But the tsunami, the last one, where he had to kind of change direction in the air, that was crazy. The last one was crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one was crazy, but how they would leave, run back to the ring, do it again. You know what I'm saying? I just thought like they did a good job at that as far as that old wrestling saying, he won the match, but he lost the war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it make all the sense in the world that Roman Reigns goes over, but then gets his ass whooped. And I mean, bro, when they locked him down on the gurney, then he splashed him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, even how they played that whole thing, he finally got his hands on the wise man or the oracle, whatever the hell you want to call him. And he put him in the guillotine choke. He was choking him, and Paul was selling it. It's funny to see him, do his Paul Heyman shit.
Yeah.
But it was like he paid for it, obviously, right? You put your hands on our oracle, and
yeah, you got to pay.
They made him pay. And like you said, of course, we know behind the scenes, he's probably going off to shoot the Street Fighter 2 movie. And so he's part-time anyway. So matter of fact, I think they said, what was that, his 4th match in all of 2025?
Yeah.
And when they thought about it, it's like, damn. 4th match. So which makes it special when you do get to see him, that whole just like when Brock Lesnar and that whole thing. So I get it. But they went ham.
Yeah, they did.
They really went ham, but then of course we both know that Adam Pearce kicked. Well, Heyman went to the hospital, right?
Right.
And Bronson Reed and
Braun
Breaker
they got suspended from the building.
Got suspended from the building, which set up things to come in the main event later.
Right. Yep. So got there, set them up, and then we got the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six. Street Profits about to break up soon, and they're gonna have some run. They'll probably feud with each other, for a couple of matches, and then they'll go their separate ways. But the Dawkins dude, he showed out tonight in that match. He showed out. They both did, but he was getting his stuff in. That little 360 stinger splash he does, he can
work.
Hell yeah.
He's underrated.
Yeah,
underrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I say, he showed out tonight. The match, like I say, besides him, the match was okay. You had Nikki Cross come up from under the ring, and they got the interference with Bo Dowdy, with Uncle Howdy. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be weird for one of them to go with him, because how he was the one telling her they really don't get along and stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's what happened. I'm just saying. But you know, they've been a tag team for a long time. It ain't like they put them together and they just started getting over. Now they're gonna break them up like they do a lot of
Right.
times. They've been together about 8 years, as I think is what they said. So it's about time, and it's about time to see if they can, hold themselves as a singles wrestler.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think that it's good that we see what they can do, but I really think that they're gonna try to push Montez more than
Oh
Dawkins.
yeah.
So I kind of feel bad for Dawkins in a way, and I could be wrong, but I really think that he's gonna get a short end of the stick on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong.
But he's gonna have to, and that's when it comes from. You got to prove them wrong.
Right.
You got to get over with the crowd, and he gets the chance to be an individual. You don't know what he'll pull out the hat, so maybe it's he might get to learn his personality a little bit more. Because at first, before they were heels, when they were faces, it was all that silly stuff with the cups and doing all the dancing and all that stuff. So. I don't know. I look forward to it. Look to see what kind of personality he really has. Which one's going to be the heel, which one's going to be the face. So. But match was all right. You know what I mean? It's be tough after going after Roman Reigns anytime, just because of the crowd involvement. So the crowd can be out by the time a Roman Reigns match is over, especially if they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella, Intercontinental Championship. Go on and speak on that one. Tell me what you thought.
I was, to be honest with you, man, you don't know what you're gonna get from Nikki, because it's not like she been in the ring often.
Right.
I mean, she's been retired, come back for a
Naked
Royal Rumble
shoes and
here
all
and
that stuff.
there.
Yeah.
But I thought, it looked like they got some real heat. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
way they
because
was
it
going.
got a little rough there a
Yeah,
couple of times, and
so which I like.
even on Becky's end,
Right.
So
So which I like, so I think it made it kind of intriguing. It made it kind of hard hitting.
yeah,
And so I thought Nikki held her own,
yeah,
because I really believe like Becky is she's the man for a reason.
right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So and she's rough and tough, man. And I really believe that, I don't know, it just seems like you said, it got a little rough, and I thought Nikki held her own though. I didn't
yeah,
think it was a bad match. I wasn't upset with the finish. I knew that Becky. I didn't see Nikki winning the match.
right,
But
right,
even with the finish of the match, they didn't make Nikki look weak.
right,
And Becky real slick with the way she be pinning these chicks.
yeah,
She's been. I think she kind of like found her little niche of getting these sneaky wins, even though she didn't pull the tights or didn't put her foot on the ropes or nothing. It was a clean pin, but it was a slick way of how she pinned her.
yeah,
What I like,
yeah,
but it was still on resolve. It was like
right,
Nikki was like, you could see that this may continue to go forward.
right, 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 right. Yeah, I'm not gonna speak bad. I'm gonna say it got rough a couple of times. Um, Becky's Becky. If you don't have Becky, you've got a big hole in the women's division right now. You know what I'm saying? She's killing it, whether it gets rough in the match or not. The next one will be great. Like I say, it might be some real life stuff there. You don't know. So I don't know, but we'll move on and go to Rusev and Sheamus.
Mm.
I'm gonna throw it out there, dog. Might have been the match of the night. The crowd was really invested. They're two European guys. bro, that I can't call it nothing but the Steiner recliner. You know what I'm saying? But when he had him on the Steiner recliner on the whiskey barrels, and then Sheamus stood up and then did that white noise onto the table off of
Yeah,
there,
that white
man,
noise,
that was crazy, dog.
man. Yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah.
Bro, that match was crazy. It
Man,
was
he was
big. It
Sheamus.
was
He was hitting that man with the shillelaghs, man. Whew. They and you know they're buddies in real life. It's each
right,
other's weddings and stuff, and they just beat the shit out of each other, man. Every time they squared off, and this tonight wasn't any different. But
right.
it was Michael Cole said something during the match. He said that last night he invited Sheamus to go out and have some beer, and Sheamus didn't go with him.
Mm.
So he was getting ready for the match, which kayfabe or not, like I believed him,
Yeah,
because even Wade was like Sheamus never turned down a night to party, so but it was again banger after banger
yeah,
after banger. And shout out to both of them, obviously. But Sheamus, man, you've been in WWE by what, going about 16 years or so,
gotta
16,
be,
17
gotta
years.
be. Yeah,
And he's so physical. I really enjoy watching him work in the ring because he gonna hit hard, and whoever he's
yeah,
working with, he gonna make you work. Till this day, uh, Sheamus, he's an unsung hero to me.
man.
One of my favorite before. I always liked him, even as a
Yeah,
heel, his sense of humor. But he's always been rugged. He seems like he's the life of the party. You can tell
right.
that the boys really like him, like for real, for real. Uh, even seeing him
And
hang out
that
with Pat McAfee and then when they was in Ireland and drinking pints, you know,
it
the,
speaks
the
big for somebody to be there that long.
right,
Never went anywhere else.
yeah,
It means he can do his job. He don't have no heat with the company. You know what I'm saying? And he's still getting over. And I'm gonna tell you like this, dog. It's what is this? It's September the 1st today. Now it's
right,
midnight, September
right,
1st. I can
right,
watch them feud for the rest of the year and wouldn't be mad about it.
right.
The way they've been doing, so I can watch them feud for the rest of the year.
It kind of reminds me of when he was feuding with Cesaro,
Yeah,
before they formed to be the Bar,
the bar.
you know,
We are the
uh,
bar.
right, right. We don't just raise the bar,
We are the
we
bar.
are the Bar. So, but hard hitting, like I can see them having like a best of 7 series, even though they fought like 3 or 4 times already.
Right.
But it's like what you're going to get from them. You know what you're going to get from them, and I'm happy for Rusev because he came back. He was in AEW with Miro, didn't really had a weird run over there.
Right.
Uh, Came back here, and I think it said a lot though that he won the match as far as the booking.
Yeah.
So whether if they continue with their feud or he move on to someone else, I'm talking about as far as uh Rusev. But
Do you think do you think Sheamus is getting close to calling it quits?
I I I mean that's what it's looking like.
Yeah. Kind of getting all his not dream matches in, but guys he wants to work with. And you know,
I'm sure his body breaking down. I mean, hell, look, I mean,
oh,
he always worked like that.
right.
You know what I mean?
And then he's a heavy hitter too, so he's a big, workout guy. So, and
Yeah,
you do that for a long time, that takes a toll on your body. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, well, I want as soon as the match was over, they talked about Michael Cole being the New York Times list on one of the most impactful sports TV voices of the 21st century.
Oh, that's
I thought
cool, bro.
I thought that was cool, and as soon as they said it, the first thing he says, well, he couldn't do it without, and he listed, like Wade Barrett, Pat McAfee, and anybody that he's worked with, and then talking about all the boys and everything, the workers and everything. So I thought that was cool though that they acknowledge him, because it doesn't feel like it. Dude, Mike Cole's been around since the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
He was
I
getting
know.
sprayed with water by DX in the shower.
Right.
The first DX. The originals. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bro, when they would sit there and have somebody bend over and they would push them over. But yeah, shout out to Michael Cole, man. Joker been doing this thing for over 30 years, dog. So
Hey, undefeated at WrestleMania.
yeah. They can't take it from him.
Come on.
All right. We got 2 matches left, man. Logan Paul and Cena. You almost know what I want to tell you this. The heel guy that I am, I wanted to see Jelly Roll help Logan Paul beat Cena. And I remember I texted you that. Of course, it didn't even come close to anything happening. Right. But I just thought that would have been cool as hell. You know what I mean? But it also thought about how dumb would that be for him to do that, and they got a concert there in 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's what I was. My heelish book is. That's what I wanted to see. But
you definitely be booking the your own damn show over there.
You're right.
Yeah.
I ain't the only one. Don't let me bro. But anyway, hey man, Cena's giving it everything he got. That man Cena did a Styles Clash, man.
Yeah.
You know, and Wade Barrett, I love Wade Barrett, dog, as an announcer.
I do
Wade
too.
Barrett's like, if you're gonna steal from the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, that's what he said. He was like, when he did that Style Clash, he said, if you're gonna steal in the wrestling business, steal from the best. The phenomenal.
Wade, like, you're saying the greatest hits tonight, They're hitting all their greatest hits.
Hey man, shout out to Wade Barrett for making that transition.
Right.
Like him and Corey Graves. The you don't think it eats them up not to be in that ring?
Right.
Of course it does.
Right.
And the Wade Barrett had a Hall of Fame career in his future if he stays healthy.
Right.
So, but man, like him, Corey Graves. I know Corey Graves. He's a little wild card too. Anyway, he likes to speak his mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
But before the Logan Paul, he's around way more than he was when he started. Now
yeah.
He's got it down, man. And we say this every time, and I feel stupid for just repeating ourselves, but every time he get in the rings, he just amazes me.
Well, we got to say it for the people that's not paying attention, that's not listening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For all our new listeners.
I think he's getting respect, right? But of course, I'm sure there's still people that's out there that probably can't stand seeing him on their TV screen because of him being. They're probably not even paying attention to him, his work in the ring, or even the fact that he is a good heel. But I'm sure there's people probably don't like him just because he's Logan Paul.
They don't like him. They don't like his brother.
Yeah. And I understand. To each his own. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of the Paul brothers and their rise or whatever. Just like I think the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis is some bullshit. You know what I mean? But it's what it is. And you can't take away from their popularity and their success.
Right.
Whether it's through social media, because even though social media is how they got on, they're great fucking athletes as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
you can't take that from
and they work hard.
You cannot take that away.
I know I kind of got off talking about Jake Paul briefly, Logan's brother, but you can't say that he don't train his ass off and
hell no.
Like they're great athletes, and I got respect for the Paul brothers. But as far as Logan and what he's been doing in the ring, now granted, he's been fortunate enough to work with the best of the best. Because you think about who he has, he worked with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens,
guys that can really carry you and help you, and
Seth Rollins,
the Miz,
the Miz, so
the Miz,
but he's been really holding his own, and I think what really turned the corner for me though was when he had that match with Roman Reigns. That was one of his earlier matches, and I did not want to see that match at all. I'm just like, how in the hell are they gonna do that? Well, he proved me wrong that night. I was like,
they pulled it off.
Yeah, I was like, I get it.
Yeah,
I was like, I get
it. He's proved people wrong every night.
Yeah, he keeps delivering. So, I'm just saying, So tonight was no different.
Right.
And the crowd, and now of course we talk about the crowd anyway, but that crowd, that's the Paris crowd, all the European crowds in general, but the French, they're a little different, man. They just hijack a match, like just with them chants and like I don't. It was crazy, and they love John Cena, and the emotion in that match and with the false finishes, and man, I ain't gonna lie, man, it was I felt like, I know you said that the Rusev and the Sheamus could have very easily been match of the night. Well, this one's right neck to neck with them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I thought it was cool how they had the little kid out on the in the crowd. The one that he would talk to or fell out with and stuff, supposedly. But just coming for Cena's in his own right now anyway. He's in his own with his promos. Man, when he called Logan Paul a dickhead on SmackDown, dog, but that was that's some old school 8th grade stuff. Hey, you dickhead. You know what I mean? You're a dickhead. How many times can we say dickhead on YouTube?
It's funny because, like, especially over the years, Cena always been so cheesy and corny to me.
Yeah.
Instead of dickhead, seemed like he'd be like Biff, hey, butthead,
I have your card earlier. All you got for me is a light beer.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Man, on the second one where he kept arguing with the future him.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my car, man? Nobody cranks his car.
Put this in the safe. Was they put us? No, oh, you don't have a safe. Oh.
Right. Get a safe. Bro, could you imagine that for real though?
No, right?
Give me 200 on just betting it all. Man, they killed him, man. He won all them bets, man. Somebody them
Right.
bookers Ben turned this water off.
Right. Wait a minute. Every bet, something ain't right. You know,
Right.
you about to lose
He had to
something
lose on purpose a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, give me the Knicks in 4 against the Bulls.
Right. You
Give me
win
the
some,
Knicks.
you lose some.
Right. Give me the Knicks sweeping the Bulls in the playoffs. Oh man. But yeah, seeing his wife was out there, that was cool.
Yeah.
And and stuff. That's weird. Like, knowing Cena never wanted to get married, none of that stuff. And, because he had already been married one time, said never do it again.
Right.
And then was supposed to marry Nikki Bella. That didn't work out. And then he ended up marrying this lady, and she's not even in the spotlight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how stuff works out, man. All right, man.
Crazy kind of how Nikki is back right now too. So it's like,
right. Yeah.
They had to
and they used and they used them in the story.
Yeah, you
when
can't
Becky was
see
talking
him
that
anymore.
Right. It's John Cena. Why? Well, what's that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fatal 4-way. CM Punk, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Seth freaking Rollins. Jey Uso came out there looking like DDP with them ribs taped up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sold it good. Then you got Jey Uso came out first, then LA Knight. Yeah. Then CM Punk, and then of course Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins out there talking junk. I don't need nobody. Man, when he was beating up CM Punk, telling him I hate you, I'll go somewhere and die. I want this to be your last match. I don't want you to be here anymore. I hate your family.
Yeah,
he was playing the role to a T.
Right.
And just his outfit was crazy. That blue and pink.
Yeah.
That was a little different. And he had them Jordan 3s on. Yeah.
Yeah, the masquerade mask,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody got their moves in. Jey Uso took Roman's advice. Don't trust anybody. Kick this one, kick that one. They missed it, breaking the table with CM Punk. He hit the table and then went flying into the guardrail and just cracked the table because he didn't go through it. He went over it. You know what I'm saying? I really thought Jey Uso would be the one to get pinned. Because I thought they might want to keep LA Knight and CM Punk hot. So what they did tonight was definitely going to see a CM Punk and Seth Rollins one-on-one because CM Punk had him beat, about to put him to sleep one more time. And to quote Wade Barrett, there's a ninja coming out from under the ring. So the ninja gave CM Punk the low blow, and it was Becky Lynch. CM Punk shoot wife. You know what I'm saying? What I love about it is if my guys can't do it, my wife can.
Right.
Because she's the man too. But what I love what she did when she was how we run this business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're acknowledging they're married. They're both heels. You know what I'm saying? I think she need to start coming out with them and be a part of Vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So, but I thought the match was good as hell, man. They all showed out. They did their thing. You still got the CM Punk, LA Knight don't like each other. You know, Jay was just over there to the side. Then he started, he was just solo by himself, kicked him. So, and then Seth Rollins did his thing, and I knew we weren't going to see any titles change tonight.
Right.
I believe that's why we got a title change Friday, because we weren't going to get any tonight. I think we already talked about that. So, we talked about that when we did the preview. We didn't think the titles would change. So, we won't see Roman Reigns for a minute. I don't think that I don't unless he's coming back for Survivor Series. I don't know if he'll, you don't know about Paul Heyman. He had to go to the hospital. Roman had to go to the hospital. So Raw's definitely gonna be good. I definitely think you still got everybody in play. Nobody really got beat, so nobody got beat fair in that fatal 4-way. So everybody still can hold their ground and where they're at and why they should be the number one contender. So you might have a triple threat for the number one contender out of them three.
Possible.
Yeah. And then I do believe it'll be CM Punk. Oh man, I don't know if I see LA Knight being the champ. I'm sure he will be if he continues to be over like that. It's not nothing I'm looking forward to seeing, But that don't always mean they don't always listen in the back.
I mean, that's true, but I don't know, man. I don't think it's. I don't know. I mean, you would think maybe.
Yeah.
But the titles don't really change hands like they.
Not like they used to.
No. Yeah, so he might not. I don't. I don't know.
He might have been. You think U.S. title might have been his ceiling?
That's possible. I mean, because you got to think now. We're getting in the fourth quarter of the year, and then right after that, it's going to be the road to WrestleMania. He's sure as hell not going to be one of the main events of WrestleMania.
Yeah, he not winning Royal Rumble. Nah,
I don't think. So if he, and that's not to say that he can't win a title sometime next year. I mean, anything can happen. But as far as if he's going to win it anytime soon, I think he's running out of chances.
Yeah.
Like as far as this window.
Yeah.
Because again, once you get past the Survivor Series, then you go into that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Then you get what I'm saying? So I don't see him.
Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber, you know who's getting a shot. And the titles ain't changing. You know who you going after.
Right.
The champ is the champ. And Cody Rhodes gonna probably make it another WrestleMania again. You know what I'm saying? Seth Rollins, they ain't taking the belt off him no time soon.
Right.
He's and man right now.
If anybody out of them probably gonna get I think CM Punk probably will get another title, probably get a real title run next time. But even then, when would that happen? Also, he might not even beat Seth Rollins for it. He still might end up on the other side of getting the W. So who knows, man? Also, and this is an early prediction. I really think they're gonna. I still think that a Randy Orton heel turn, Randy Cody, is still a possibility for next year's WrestleMania.
Is it for the title?
Why not? Who knows?
That would be the whole purpose for the heel turn, wouldn't it? I'm tired of you. You were nothing without me. You know what I mean? Plus, I made you this way.
Plus, can Randy win another title? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though he had title matches recently, but But when him and Cody had their match with was that the King of the Ring finals?
Yeah.
When they had their so
Yeah,
that was
King of
face
the Ring.
versus face. That was face versus face. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no bad blood, plus it wasn't really no real build up. It was just next week, boom, boom, boom. They did a build, but they really didn't do what they can really do. I just think that was just to give us something, an appetizer.
Right.
So I think they're gonna really come back to that, or could Cody be healed by then? We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Right.
That could happen.
Yeah. Because if you got a Randy Orton Cody match, I don't see Cody being the heel.
Right, but that would be a great twist, though, right?
Yeah, it would be. It would be absolutely. And Cody can play the heel now. And especially you can get away with a lot more now, too.
Because everybody would think that if they was to go down that road, one's a heel, one's a face, everybody know Randy going to be the heel.
Yeah.
So that'd be a twist if Cody ended up being the heel.
Right.
But I don't see them turning Cody heel. Maybe one day, but I don't see them doing that anytime soon, though. So
right. Right, because he's that top guy. But you can't have two heel champs. One's got to be a baby, one's got to be a heel.
Right.
And Seth Rollins is the man right now, especially as a heel. And he's half face, half heel anyway, just like a Stone Cold. The crowd still go crazy for him.
Right.
They boo the shit out of him until they get in the ring. Then they start singing a song and they start cheering for him. Hey, did you hear a good number of people in that crowd? When Bronson Reed was leaving, they were like, "Thank you, Bronson."
Oh, for putting out Roman.
Yeah. So, but hey, man, before we get up out of here, you do realize you just watched the last free PLE on Peacock, and they're not wasting no time. September 20th, WrestlePalooza. I don't know what that is. It looked like it's gonna be half celebrity based, half wrestling. I don't know, but we're about to find out. And the only way to find out is to get the ESPN app for $29.99.
Dude, that's in 3 weeks.
Yeah, they're not playing.
They're
not wasting no time.
Yeah,
they're not wasting no time, and it sucks. You know what I'm saying?
I guess
it really does.
I guess we'll have NFL Red Zone.
Well, look, man, it's been Welcome to Wrasslin, episode 37. Man, we'll be back next week, like always, every Monday, whether it's a holiday, whether it's whatever, we'll be there. Welcome to Wrasslin. We'll see y'all next week.
Welcome to Wrasslin.
Welcome to Wrasslin, Shady Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan.